Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Taisho Alice, and we are continuing where we left off. And hopefully the whole thing will record this time. So anyway, the next thing I knew, I found myself in the darkness, the wizard's lair. This is nothing like before. Sorry, my hair's messed up under my thing. Hold on. Okay. And bird is in my face again. It took a lot of courage to take even a single step forward. Another one is angry. Especially when it was too dark to even see my own body. Alice? Where are you? Answer me! Alice! Step by step, I stumbled forward on shaky legs. It was all I could do. Hello there, little heroine. Ah! A dark shadow fell over me. Strange, I know, since it was already enshrouded in darkness, and I jumped back in alarm. Did I scare you? I had a feeling you'd be arriving any minute now. Mr. Wizard! Let me guess. This is your world. And this is the one I want to stay in. I know it's dark and weird, and it could use a couch or a pillow or something, but I love you. Anyway, a dark presence in a dark world. It was all very strange, really. Normally you'd think I wouldn't be able to see him, yet I could clearly make out his figure before me. Oh, sounds like you've remembered almost everything now. Well, that saves me some time. The wizard scrutinized me carefully. He knew the truth of this story, too. Are you another one of Alistair's personalities? Indeed I am. However, I'm a little different from the rest. I'm the wizard, a flawless specimen who possesses the memories of all the others. How will you respond to the wizard's self-introduction? Tell him... He sounds confident. His light-hearted tone suggested a playful, devil-may-care personality. I smiled in spite of myself. Well, you sure sound confident. I get that a lot. He shot me a wink. God, I love him. Why is your world so much darker than the rest? I glanced around as I spoke. It's as empty as the place I first found myself. Do you feel lonely here in the world of darkness? No, because we're with the wizard. But oddly enough, I don't feel lonely here. Well, because it's my world, of course. He murmured quietly. Then our eyes met and he donned the same smirk he wore back when I first saw him. Now then, little heroine, this game of chess has reached its climax. You now know what you must do. Yeah. You must catch Alice and return to the looking-glass room. The what? It's the place where we were born, and the place that connects the looking-glass world to reality. It's the place where you first found yourself, and everyone's waiting for the two of you to arrive. Everyone? As in, the other guys I parted ways with? That's correct. After you parted ways with them, they were summoned to the looking-glass room. All for the sake of the king and queen. They've regained their original memories, and now they remember what role they must serve. What about you? Do you know what role to serve? But of course, I received my orders from the queen herself, directly from the queen herself. You mean her, right? His eyes twinkled affectionately. Yes, that's right, Spacey. She instructed me to move the story along. Sometimes an ally, sometimes an enemy, the bearer of great and mysterious power. And so I've appeared before you countless times, my little pawn. Wow, really? In that case, is Alice the king? No, he's merely a pawn like you. Huh? Alice exists within the Red King's dreams. Say, little heroine, which does the queen truly prefer? Alice or Alistair? I imagine you would know, seeing as how you're halfway her. Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. In the end, we're all Alistair's stepping stones. I was suddenly starting to sympathize with the wizard. And you're fine with that? It's what the queen desires. He answered without hesitation. Like, everyone else is, like, in their own little world, happy being themselves, and the wizard is like, I know all the pain, the misery, the agony, and it sucks. I'm not even real. Like, I just want to hug the wizard. I feel so bad for him. I'm in love with her, and so I happily agreed to be her pawn. Like, god damn it, Ryoshi, why'd you have to create this poor man and subject him to all this abuse? You suck. But I still love you a little bit, but I'm mad at you. Now then, I must be going. If you're looking for Alice, I think he's up ahead. And so the wizard walked off into the darkness, leaving me behind. Wait! I called out to him as he disappeared into the distance. Won't you come with me through the looking glass? At this, he spun on his heel. Good grief. Every version of you was so demanding. An exasperated smile crept up on his lips as he spoke. Now then, allow me to take your hand, princess. I shall escort you to him. And so we joined hands. Don't leave me, wizard. Okay. What the? Where am I? When I awoke, I was in an all-white room. At first, I thought I was dreaming. They usually take a little bit longer than 6 minutes to get through, poor wizard. He gets the short end of the stick, doesn't he? Everything. White walls, white ceiling, white floor, white bed. White, white, white. It was all too surreal. It reminds me, when we first met, she was wearing a white dress, too. Time passed and my fuzzy mind gradually sharpened. Then I realized this was no dream. Hello? I looked around but couldn't see anyone. I was all alone in the sanitized space. Not just that, I was trapped. Can someone please come in here? It's me, Alistair. Someone? Risu? Dr. Risu! I screamed and pounded on the white walls with my fists. It's me, Alistair! Are you sure? Fortunately, Ryoshi came running just moments later. Ryoshi, what did I do? Gretel beat up a classmate, sent him to the hospital. He did? Of all your personalities, Gretel and Kaguya are the most dangerous. Kaguya? I mean, maybe, but it also, it's like Gretel, I believe. Kaguya, it's like, oh. Gretel has no sympathy for anyone who isn't Spacey, and Kaguya tends towards self-harm. Not all of your personalities have your best interests at heart. I feel like the wizard probably doesn't either, if you think about it. The next day I was allowed to go back home. When I checked the calendar, I realized I was missing a few days' worth of memories. Right, I understand. Thank you very much. As she spoke on the phone, Spacey grinned gleefully. Come to think of it, what was she doing here at noon on a weekday? Guess what? They said you won't be expelled. You don't have to feel bad about this, Alistair. It wasn't your fault. So it was Gretel's fault? No, I don't think it was his fault either. God, you always... I swallowed the rest of the sentence. What you doing, little bird? Blaming her wouldn't fix anything. Shouldn't you be at school, Arisu? No, it's okay. How come? Well, oh, I missed the... Yeah, well... In the end, she never did answer the question. And one morning, my suspicions toward her grew. When I awoke, she was lying next to me. Again? I hastily bolted upright. At the time, I figured Gretel must have wanted more cuddles. Arisu? She must have been tired because she didn't stir. Was this the time? Well, here's the thing. We learned in the wizard's route, he saw everything happening. He used to pretend to be people. But, like, you don't really know when she basically, gave it up. They made it seem like, is it the wizard or is it Alice? Because it's not Alistair, obviously, because he doesn't remember. This might not be that scenario, but at some point it's going to be. And is it Alice? Or, I'm assuming it's Alice or the wizard. They made it seem like it was the wizard, or he was just spine in the back. He was being a voyeur and watching. But it was probably Alice rather than Alistair. You know what I mean? Because it's not Taisho Alistair, it's Taisho Alice. So, wait. When I went to adjust the covers, I felt something wet. No way. I felt something wet. Oh, gross. I clamped my hands over my mouth. Intense discomfort welled inside me as my stomach threatened to empty itself. Quietly, to avoid waking her, I slipped out of the room. That's really like, I'm gonna throw up! Maybe because you're thinking you don't remember it happening. Also, if you think about it, that's a little... You meet someone, things happen, and then you find out they have multiple personalities. That's strange, but she knows. Is that... That's... I mean... And... Like, if you know the main personality is Alistair, right? But then you are having sex with a different personality. Like, is that a little rapey? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's a weird gray area that it's like, I mean, I guess, because, like, Alistair's like, I didn't consent. Gretel did. Gretel can't use my body like that, but then again, Gretel is a different personality and you all share the same bodies, so, like, does Gretel have the right to say that, even though you were the first personality? You know what I mean? Like, that's a really weird trick question. But could you imagine if you had multiple personalities and then you woke up and were like, whoa, 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 I know that she's into this, that other personality's into this shit, but I'm not, bitch. What the fuck? You know what I mean? You're like, you don't want to get piercings or tattoos, and one of your personalities, like, gets a lot of piercings and tattoos, and you're like, God damn it, Bambi, stop it! You know? Bambi would be your stripper personality, sorry. Like, Regina's your personality that wants all the tattoos and the piercings, but, like, I mean, shit! Like Ryoshi said, they don't always have your best interests at heart. Because they're like, fuck you, Alistair. I'll get tattoos if I want. I'll sleep with your sister if I want. Like, weird. Stepsister. Anyway. Okay, so quietly to avoid waking her, I slipped over. I think we read that. He did puke. Having sex with me made him vomit. Wow. After I puked up everything in my stomach, I washed my underwear in the sink, stared at myself in the mirror. Who was it? Gretel? No, it wasn't him. He only thinks of her as a sister. I don't know about that. She's my sister. Gretel has a sister complex, so maybe. Then was it Kaguya? Or Cinderella? Who the hell did she... I couldn't bear to finish the sentence. My chest was filled with a muddy mix of anger and sadness and disappointment and jealousy. And it was driving me insane. It's weird because now I'm reading this as like Alice, but Alice was probably the one she boinked, so. Assuming I wasn't well past that point already. Are you all in love with her? Is that why you slept with her? She's not innocent in this either. Why the hell would she do that? Is she in love with all of you too? Wouldn't you want someone to be in love with all of your personalities? It would be weird, because then all your personalities would be like, well, then who does she sleep with first? You know what I mean? But, like, all your personalities are in love with her. You would want her to be in love with all of them. That would be nice. But, like, he's mad. You're not supposed to be in love with any of my personalities but me. Well, that's going to make the wedding really complicated. Like, our marriage is going to be weird if I hate, like, 70% of you. I can't do the math. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate a majority of you. That's gonna fuck it up. I don't think that's how you want a relationship to go. I'm just saying. Just then. Alice, are you okay? Are you feeling sick? She had woken up and come to check on me. Artisu, when I looked at her, the image of us having sex came to mind. It wasn't the first time I'd ever thought about it, of course. And it felt like I hadn't earned the right to look at her in that way, so I turned a blind eye to it. I'm fine. You sure? Artisu and I had sex. But it wasn't me. It was Alice. After that, I started openly avoiding her. Hey, Alice? What? She'd probably noticed. Sorry, but I got an errand to run. Mind if I head out? Oh, sure. I never meant for things to get this bad. I had a dream. In the dream, Spacey and I wandered through the forest, just the two of us. So where do we go from here? I don't know. But it'll work out. I'm gonna keep you safe. Sister... And then I came to my senses and stopped short. Gretel? Arisu? Why am I... When I looked at her, my heart nearly stopped. Her face was bandaged up. How did you get those wounds? Well... Ah! Just then a jolt of searing pain shot through my body. What's wrong? Are you okay? I looked down at my aching fists and froze. Ah! My hands were dripping with fresh blood. Why, blood? Alistair, calm down. Oh God, did I? No. You didn't do anything, Alistair. Please believe me. So it was one of the others? Was it Gretel? Or someone else? Kaguya? No, it wasn't. I can't take this anymore. I'm sick of this! Alistair! I soon learned all the details. When Ryoshi came to get us, he told me the whole story. Apparently Gretel went in to get revenge on the thugs who hurt her. While I was relieved to learn I was innocent, I was still responsible for her getting hurt. So, like, all of the things that kind of happened in the quote-unquote routes and in the dreams were things that sort of happened in reality? You know what I mean? I mean, except for, okay, we weren't necessarily, like, Cinderella's fiancé, but, like, getting the glass wagtails, the father being in debt and then kind of running away, like, so all of that, like, Cinderella's stories kind of happened, like, us getting attacked and then Gretel going psycho, that kind of you know what I mean? Like, the relationship we've created with that, he created with us and whatever is due to us being her poking in the brain and, like, talking to the wizard and making that happen, but make them fall in love with me. So us, in his mind, like, wow. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, he's got multiple personalities and blah, 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 but we really are a puppet master, like Ryoshi said. Like, oh, like, everyone's just a pawn. Yeah. Because we went to the wizard and we're like, make sure I make all the personalities fall in love with me. Kill me 1,000,000 times if you have to. So then there's the version of us in his brain who's, like, trying to get Cinderella's route, and the wizard's like, oh, you fucked up. And we start over, and we make Cinderella fall in love with us. And we make each one of his personalities fall in love with Spacey, the real girl on the outside. Like, damn! We kind of a psychopath. Like, I kind of like it. We're fucked up. Like, we are as fucked up as he is. It's kind of interesting. I kind of always wanted a Natome game where we weren't like a nice, sweet little buttercup, where we're not like, oh my god, I'm like, oh, I tripped and fell. It's so cute, right? Ah. Where we're kind of like a fucking dumbass doormat. Where you're like, I don't mind this character, but even when they're a little sassy, they're still kind of like a little bit of a dumbass doormat. You know what I mean? A sassy doormat, but still a doormat. And in this one, we're like, I will fuck your shit up and make every one of your goddamn personalities fall in love with me. Because you're my fucking puppet and I'm the puppet master. Dance, puppet! Dance! And I like it. I like it. Because we're fucked. We are so fucked. It's great. Anyway. Well, it wasn't your fault, per se. This comes immediately after the violent incident on campus. You should probably prepare yourself for expulsion. Right. Don't worry. It's just the worst case scenario. No matter what, you've got my sister, mother, and father in your corner. And I'll do everything I can to protect you too. How many times did this happen now? How many times was I gonna cause problems for people who were only ever kind to me? Ryoshi... Huh? Why are you so nice to me? Because I'm a hunter, obviously. Click. Healer of Undiagnosed Neurological Trauma. It's an acronym. Oh. See, I wouldn't have chosen this path if it wasn't for a certain someone who gave me the push I needed. You may not have guessed, but blood gives me the heebie-jeebies. Hard to believe. I know, right? My parents never commented on it, but that only made it worse. I felt like they had no high hopes for me whatsoever. And so I kept having second thoughts about med school. But then someone had to go and tell me he thought I'd be good at it. He said being a hunter was about more than looking at blood all day. And frankly, I still don't think I'm fit for the job, but I actually enjoy it quite a lot. So basically, the point I'm trying to get at here is... I want to heal you. I knew, of course. I knew Ryoshi was probably talking about one of my other personalities. After all, he called me Snow White back when we first met. Is it really me he wants to save? Or is it Snow White? He wasn't the only one either. Even Wolf had only made friends with me because he was already friends with Red Riding Hood. Not like I was being served their sloppy seconds. Kind of a gross way to put it, but... As I stood at the front door, it suddenly opened. Alistair! Welcome home! Arisu? What about her? She was an old friend from my childhood. Was she the only one who truly wanted me around? No, she wants Alice, because that's the person she fell in love with in the very beginning. You were never, really. I just kind of feel like maybe Alistair is the fake personality. What's wrong? Sorry, I need to be alone for a while. What she didn't know was... the version of me she met as a child was only a mirror reflection. Yeah, it was Alice. Alistair... Alice. The me in the mirror. At first it was just a game. I was weak, cowardly, insecure, and friendless. And I hated that about myself. But my reflection was different. My reflection was a self-assured smartass who always spoke his mind. Polar opposite of me. It was a fantasy, and I talked to him like he was my imaginary friend. Even though I know he was only my reflection. Just then, out of the blue, I was struck by the feeling that I was being watched. The mirror. I could sense that someone inside me was trying to reach out. The wizard? Timidly, I looked in the mirror, where Alice, reflected back at me, was a guy with a ribbon in his blonde hair. Who are you? Cinderella? Or Snow White? Maybe Red Riding Hood? Kaguya? Gretel? I don't care who you are. Please stop using my body to do whatever you feel like. It's causing a lot of problems for me. Because of you guys, people treat me like a pathological liar and lock me up like I'm a nutcase. I mean... you people are ruining my life. Actually, I don't really mind if it was just my life you wanted to ruin. And I finally found people who care. So please stop dragging them down with me. Arisu is a really nice girl. And I bet she's nice to you guys, too. But how do you all feel about her? I love her. What? Or maybe it's Alice. Oh, it's okay, it's Alice. I was like, I thought they were all gonna, like, every one of them. He's like, what? And all the voices were gonna start. I love Puppet, too. Like, and he's like, wait, what? No, okay, it's just Alice. She remembered me. When we reunited, she held me and cried. She said she sent tons of letters. And she remembered the ribbon, too. Yeah, but how about you stop pretending you don't see it? She's not looking at me. She's looking at the me on the other side. No. She's not nice to me because she has feelings for me. Question is, which one of us does she truly love? You or me? Ah! I can't scream really loud. What's wrong? Arisu. My hand tingled. Blood dripped to the floor. There I could see shards of glass. Okay, now we've just slipped into Alistair's voice, and okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna keep going this way. This is probably how we should have read it the whole time, but I always feel like Alice is really the voice in his head and is the person deep down inside of him, but... Oh, I get it. I broke the mirror. Also, Alice's voice hurts me right now, so I can't do it anymore, so we're just gonna... You're hurt. We better patch you up. Arisu, who am I? What? Just now in the mirror, I saw someone who wasn't me. It was me at first, but the next thing I knew, it turned into someone else. The mirror didn't reflect my face. It was showing someone who looked nothing like me. And then the person looked at me and told me they loved you. And that was when I realized this other person probably wants me to leave. And then after I'm gone, they're going to take over my happy life with you. I'm scared. Really scared. Someone who isn't me lives inside me, using my body, pretending to be me. And when I'm in control, they spy on me from the darkness. It's kind of actually what the wizard does. Arisu, am I really me? Because I'm not sure I am. I mean, think about it. How can anyone prove whether the person you're talking to right now is really me? Maybe the real me is the one who isn't me at all. That's what I think. It's possible. I'll always be on your side. And I'll always believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. Because I love you. Arisu, I'm sorry. I can't tell if you're actually talking to me or not. I can't be sure that you... I can't be sure that you love me. That's alright. Huh? She held me gently. I don't mind if you reject my love. As long as you heal, that's all I care about. But you will love me, because I'm the puppet master. Because it doesn't change the fact that you're my prince. I can't sleep. I walked downstairs wherever heard would sound like muffled sobs. Running like a magnet, I followed the sound to its source. Arisu? Kitchen door had been left ajar and I could see her through the crack. Soft, fluffy hair, red and blue eyes that are now literally red from crying. My princess was crying. The day I decided to do the deed, I called out to her first thing in the morning. Arisu? What is it, Alistair? She was smiling like always. It's nothing. But I knew the truth behind that smile. And I pretended to go to school, but instead I went to the lake alone. And there I pulled out the water bottle and sleeping pills I brought with me. If I swallow all these, it should put me to sleep for a good long time. One can say that a dream is a reproduction or recreation of our memories. In most cases, the people and places that appear in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past. In a lucid dream, we can consciously control what happens within it. Maybe then I could finally talk to them. If I don't wake up, it'll destroy Arisu. I'm gonna make her cry all over again. But I don't want to keep hurting you. That's why I have to end this story once and for all. I'm doing it all for you, my beloved Arisu. Gulp. Now we're in the mirror world. This brings us back to the start of the story. Having stumbled into the dream world, Alistair was swallowed by the darkness, and all that remained was me, Alice. Oh, I should have been... Okay, hold on. Anyway, this brings us back to the start of the story. Having stumbled into the dream world, Alistair was swallowed by the darkness, and all that remained was me, Alice. It's no use. He refuses to wake up. What an irksome little king. Or should I say, prince. After a while, I sensed another presence with me. And it wasn't Cinderella or Snow White or Red Riding Hood or Kaguya or Gretel. It was another personality who had been hiding. And here I thought you were just a pawn. Can you hear me? I could hear her in the distance. It's her. Can you hear my voice? Yes, don't worry. I hear you loud and clear. Why? She was crying. What about you? Why are you crying? Please, wake up! Alistair! In that instant, I could feel his heart break. He's like, I'm Wizard, not Alistair. It was always Alistair's name on her tongue. She talked to him endlessly, be it casual conversation or anguished pleas for him to wake up. And then one day something different happened. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Yes, I hear you. I have a favor to ask. Something only you can do. Let's play pretend. I'll be the Oe-sama. Ohime-sama. Ohime-sama. Right. Ohime-sama. Ohime-sama. Princess. And you'll be the Mahotsukai? Wizard. Mahotsukai. Yeah, Maho is magic. So that makes sense. She spoke not to Alistair, but the hidden personality. Not king and queen. Sorry, it's not the lead role, but it's still a really important part to play. Yes, I imagine so. A story always needs a plot device. I've already picked a setting, too. It's set in the Looking Glass world, where everything is topsy-turvy.
You stretch like that and it makes me want to snuggle pet you, but you don't like that.
Amid a colorful cast of gender-flipped fairy tale characters. Sorry.
Oh, good birdie. Your little bird friend pooped on my couch, though.
I'll take on the role of the heroine and join in their twisted tales. And join them in their twisted tales. How will the story end? It's up to me. Since there's no script, even I don't know what'll happen.
Don't bite me. I'm trying to clean up your bird friend's little Burby poos on my couch. You're nasty. You're such a nasty brat. Why are you so bitey? It's bitey brat.
Anyway. But I know what I want the ending to look like, and that's all that matters. Because I really love happy endings. But you knew that, didn't you? News to me. You see, the wizard has a very important role. Sometimes an ally, sometimes an enemy. The bearer of great and mysterious power. So in other words, you want to use me like a pawn. And when I mess up, I want you to kill me. The story can only have one heroine, otherwise it'll veer off track. So you'd have me undo the mistakes. Piece of cake for a guy like you, right? As you wish. After all, you're my strongest piece. But of course, I am your wizard. If you so desire, your majesty, I shall become whatever piece you need. Queen, rook, bishop, or knight. Now then, let the story begin. I could sympathize with this wizard a tiny bit. After all, his beloved was commanding him to help her get another guy. Oh? Well, well. Nice to meet you. I'm the wizard. Are you the king? No, I'm just a pawn. My name isn't Alistair. It's Alice. Alice. When I gave him my name, he seemed to put it all together. If you're here, does this mean the king is asleep? He is indeed. Good grief. The king of the Looking Glass world is such a spoiled little baby. Slow-moving, constantly in need of protection, sacrificing others to keep himself safe. You can't blame him. The king gets checkmated, it's game over. Unlike you or me, the king's the most valuable piece. He represents the player. Fair point. Well, no, the queen represents the player in this one. We're not Alice, we're Spacey. So, do you know everything? No. Unlike you, I'm not all-powerful. It seems I have the same memories as Alistair. Well, then it's safe to say you at least have an understanding of the situation. That's true. She's crying, you know. Not that I blame her, seeing as her beloved is in a coma. But what's truly frightening about her is that she isn't just sitting around waiting. She seems intent on infiltrating the dream world to rescue him. And in order to save her prince, she'll gift us with stories of her own. She probably thinks it's the only way. In order to heal Alistair, she'll need to heal all those living inside his head. Normally this would take years, but she's trying to accomplish it in the span of just a few days. Frankly, she's being reckless. A licensed medical professional like her brother would never allow it. Well, she doesn't have the luxury of time. That's true, and time is ticking by as we speak. No point in standing around for much longer. She'll soon arrive in this world. But it's not the real her. The king and queen created an idealized heroine based on how she appeared in his memories. And yet, she is the weakest pawn. If no one helps her, she may be consumed by the darkness before she ever reaches the looking-glass world. Before that happens, someone must tell her who she is. And you want me to tell her? I'd figured you would. Am I wrong? I'm here taking orders from other people, and I have no interest in taking her hand either. Oh, I hate taking orders from other people. I have no interest in taking her hand either. You refuse to be honest with yourself, don't you? If you're Alice, then you're the one who said the magic words. I love your gemstone eyes and soft fluffy hair. It's what makes you, you. But she'll surely choose Alistair over you. Every time she heals one of us, Alistair regains a little more of himself. And when she reaches the other side of the board, you'll no longer be you anymore. Not that I'm exempt myself, of course. After I've served my purpose, she will kill me. And all the personalities she healed. We're merely stepping stones to heal Alistair. That makes it kind of sad to think that at the end you're like, oh, all our friends are dead! God damn, it's like Hakuoki all over again. But we murdered them this time. I'm hugging you! Oh, you don't like that. Your toenails are sharp.
You need to trim them. They're too sharp. They dig into my neck.
And so she arrived in the world of darkness. Hello? Is anybody there? It's her. There we are in our corset dress. The darkness was attacking her. No! Stop it! Someone help! She was being consumed. No surprise there, of course, since she lacked a self. Who are you talking to? You! Me? No thanks, I'll pass. You're a selfish, weak, pathetic fool who can't do anything on your own. Why should I help a sad, petty, spoiled creature who has nary a shred of courage nor confidence? I called out into the darkness. Not to her, but to Alistair, who had also been consumed. It was his job to save her, not mine. What? Right now the darkness is trying to consume you. Do you know why that is? Because you have no self. You don't know who you are, correct? Who are you? What's the matter? You can't even remember who you are? Well... I'm just me. Those were the words I'd been waiting to hear. Good grief. You're completely hopeless. Here, grab hold. I reached out to her. Okay. We'll make a run for it. Right.
Not bad.
Phew. Do you think we're safe here? Wait, what the? I got doing that's making me choke. Are you okay? Do I look okay to you? Not only did you run faster than me, you started dragging me along with you. I was supposed to be saving you, you Nimrod. Didn't anyone ever teach you how to stroke a man's ego? Oh, right. Wow, you were incredible. I'm so impressed. Nah, it was nothing. She's like, yeah, it was nothing. I'm just amazing. Yeah, I see right through you, you snake. I know you expected me to buy your BS wholesale and get a big head about it, but it won't work because everything you said was so blatantly phony. I'm sorry, but I do appreciate you playing along. Huh. You're so damn condescending. Oh, whoops. Anyway, thanks for saving me. It's Alice. Alice, what a wonderful name. She didn't remember me. But perhaps it was to be expected. She wasn't the same girl I knew. But a new story was about to unfold, and she didn't need more information than was strictly necessary. Say, do you know who I am? What? You think you're famous or something? Not only are you condescending, you're completely self-obsessed. How would I possibly know who you are? You don't? But back when the darkness attacked, you called me a selfish, weak, pathetic fool who can't do anything on my own and all that. Or were you not talking to me when you said that? Who knows? Not only that, but when you asked me, you don't know who you are, correct? You implied that you knew I had amnesia. That didn't work. Doesn't that mean you know more about me than I do? Yeah, I do. Why doesn't it click? Ugh, my mouse sucks. Unsurprisingly, she was just as sharp as her... Oh, progenitor. What? Progenitor? Progenitor? Whatever. I knew it! You're such an airhead. One minute your life is in danger, and the next you're practically laughing it off. Well, yeah, the crisis has been averted. Never heard of out of the frying pan and into the fire? I don't see any fire around here. Besides, I've got you! You think I'm gonna save you? Typical fake feminist. You scream about how you hate gender roles, but the second it's inconvenient for you, you want them back. Rude. No, I don't expect you to save me, but as long as you're around, I have nothing to fear. Why doesn't it click? Oh, and obviously, if you're ever in trouble, I'm happy to help you. And what if you're in trouble? I'd certainly appreciate it if you lent a hand. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? We arrived at the crystal mirror. The prince of the first story had already been determined. Looks like it'll let us through. Arisu... What's up? What are you planning to do? Escape from this world, obviously. Why? This is a dream, then anything you do will be pointless. Maybe. Or maybe it's a lucid dream and I can control the outcome at will. And if that's the case, I'd like to try and brighten this place up a bit. You're honestly so self-centered. You don't even know if the person having this dream wants you to do that. Yes, I do. I know, goddammit. Dreams are just that, dreams. The more enjoyable it is, the sadder you'll be when you wake up. So you think I should just shrug my shoulders and give up? Maybe the dreamer would be better off never waking up. Look, I know I'm just some selfish, frou-frou girl, like you said. But I want this dream to be so much fun that they wake up from it feeling warm and fuzzy. Besides, if I'm literally part of this dream right now, then that means my viewpoint is at least partially the dreamer's too. I mean, think about it. If this is a dream, then you and I share the same consciousness. Point taken. Knowing you, you can make it happen, Arisu. Darn right I can! I promise to help her. But I wasn't her prince. Yes, you are, sort of. It was a side character designed to spice up the main story. I existed both here in the darkness and occasionally in the Looking Glass world as well. Ah! Okay, anyway. Good grief, what is she doing? It's you! Hey, psycho! What? Are you crazy or just plain stupid? Got a few screws loose up there, or did you even have any to begin with? You've been non-stop since yesterday and it's pissing me off. You must be some kind of zombie, huh? Because clearly your brain's rotted to the point where you lost all speech function. In the Looking Glass world, certain details change depending on the story. She'd always forget that she first met me in the darkness. But I didn't really mind it. I watched from the sidelines as the prince and princess pledged their love. Whenever she messed up, she was brutally killed off. Afterwards, a new version of her would spawn into the world. Alistair, how about you wake the hell up already? Just gonna keep doing this until you show, you know. My voice still didn't reach him. That said, we were slowly getting closer. Every time she saved one of the souls sleeping inside of Alistair, I felt him regain some of his self. In exchange, I was slowly losing mine. Where am I? Keep walking and walking, but I can't seem to find a single exit. It's so dark, I can't see anything. I can't even tell how far I've walked or how much time has passed. What am I doing here? Was I always alone, or did I lose someone along the way? I finally found you! Whoa! So tell me, who are you? What are you doing here? Do you know where we are? How the hell should I know? You think I can just show up? Oh, you think you can just show up out of nowhere and interrupt me mid-sentence so you can tackle me to the ground? You're hurting me, fat ass. Could you get off me already? What's your name, anyway? Hello? Did you hear anything I just said? Are you brain dead? Or are you a narcissist who loves the sound of your own voice so much that you'll happily ignore what anyone else has to say? Didn't anyone ever teach you the polite way to ask someone's name is to start off by offering your own? Seriously, get the hell off me! Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so happy to see you I couldn't help it. Finally. Thank you! For a self-obsessed halfwit, at least you have the sense to listen, I'll give you that. And maybe I won't suffocate to death. The thing is, I don't remember what my name is or even what I'm doing here. So you can't introduce yourself? What, you got amnesia or something? Most likely, yes. I've been trying to remember, but for some reason I just can't. Almost like I'm not myself. Everything's so fuzzy. Interesting. That's all you have to say? When I asked if you had amnesia, it was a little more than a guess based on the personal details you offered to me unprompted. In other words, it was just a reflex. A counter. Lip service, if you will. Rest assured, I haven't a single scintilla of interest in you, much less sympathy. Yeah, I guess that's fair. We've only just met, after all. So what's your name? Who are you? Can you tell me where we are? You really don't know when to quit, do you? You know what they call people like you? Ditzy, insensitive, clueless. You're no basket of kittens yourself. Oh, but I'd say I'm a saint compared to most people. Look at me wasting my valuable time on a rude and thoughtless bore such as yourself. If you don't like me, you don't have to talk to me. Simple as that. If I didn't like you, we wouldn't be here right now. What are you, some kind of masochist? Listen, can we talk about you for a while? I want to know more about you. Forget about me. Shouldn't you want to know more about yourself? You do have amnesia, right? Well, yes, but look, I spent all that time wandering alone in the dark, and now I finally found you. Of course I'm going to be more curious about you. You don't even know your own name, and yet you'd rather the stranger tell you his? You're an odd one, to be sure. You think so? Obviously. How else am I meant to describe you? Weird? Abnormal? One corn dog shy of a picnic? Am I really that strange? Oh, I know! In that case, how about you choose a name for me? Excuse me? Whoa there, lady, hold on a minute. How the hell did you come to that conclusion? Well, you said it's odd for me to ask a stranger his name when I don't even know my own. But I can't remember it, and you're the only other person here. And on top of that, you want me to introduce myself first. So if you choose my name for me, I'll have a name I can introduce myself with. It's like killing two birds with one stone. Shh, Birdie, she didn't say that. It's okay. Shh, she did not say anything about killing birds. I know it's a phrase, but it's traumatic still. It's okay. You're fine. Every time she saved someone new, a piece of me went back to Alistair. Like a promotion. Once I reach the other side of the board, I won't be a pawn anymore. Suddenly, I found myself falling through the darkness. I don't know if it was so dark I couldn't even tell how far I'd fallen, or how much time had passed. But at least I had plenty of time to think. All the world's a stage. This is a story I created to save my prince. And I'm merely a player. Step by step, I move my little white pawn. For that is my... I've figured you out, Spacey Arisu. You keep talking and talking, pretending to be me. But from here on, I get the feeling your voice won't reach. The further I fall, the more distant your voice becomes. On second thought, I can't hear you at all anymore. Are you worried? Well, don't be. I'll play my part to perfection. But I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it to save the prince who wandered into the looking-glass world. Because I'm his princess. Snapped to myself. It's always pitch black in here, huh? Is your heart still full of misery, Alistair? She's come all this way looking for you, you know. What kind of a prince keeps his princess waiting? Now wake the hell up and go put a smile on her face. Her smile's far more beautiful than her tears. So, if it'll make her smile, I'm willing to do anything. If she needs a helping hand, I'll be there to offer it. Even if I lose myself in the process. And you feel the same way, don't you? We're the same person, after all. Ah! Huh? Ow, 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 ow! I never imagined there'd be a hole in the floor. Alice? Alice! He passed out. Oh, what am I saying? Of course he passed out. I crashed into him like a freaking meteor. I'm so sorry. I must have hit you like a ton of bricks. Please don't die. Pull through for me. Hey! Don't shake a guy who might have a damn concussion. You trying to finish the job. Oh, you're awake. What a relief. No, it isn't. How could you ruin the exact moment I was at my coolest? You did it on purpose, didn't you? Well, congrats, because you really screwed this up. Unlike the rest of these idiots, I'm not a joke character. Sorry. No smart-ass retort. You, the same girl who always has a catty comeback for everything who wouldn't know common decency if I punched her in the face? Spooky. Anyway, it seems you finally made it this far. Well, you're late. I almost fell asleep waiting for you. Can't start the tea party without you. Alice, is it really you? Indeed it is. Do I look like I could possibly be anyone else? I see. So now you know everything. Yeah. You knew this whole time? Knew what? About me, and the world, and yourself? Yes, I knew everything. That you were my childhood friend, that this world is a dream, that I'm Alistair, and more. Why didn't you tell me when I first got here? Because you had a job to do. Thus far, you haven't taken the role of the... Oh, wait, you have, wait. Thus far, you've taken on the role of the heroine and joined the protagonists in their twisted tales. Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, Kaguya, Gretel, Snow White, and the Wizard, each with their own unique story. You forced your way through each of them until you reached a happy ending. And this time it's Alistair's turn. No, it's Alice's turn. What's the matter? Where's your usual derpy grin? Haven't you been looking for me this whole time? Did you leave me here on purpose so I could find Alistair? That's right. He's who you're really looking for, right? Oh, hold on. Save. Save 2. Because this is a different... These gives us different endings. Who were you looking for? We're gonna go for a best ending. Alice. The person I've been looking for is you, Alice. I mean, technically, yes. Well, I'm right here. And Alistair is inside me. When he first wandered into the dream world, his consciousness was consumed by the darkness. This darkness contains all manner of human emotions. Joy, sadness, anger, but also things like superiority, inferiority, jealousy, guilt, misery, regret, and fear. A lot of the ones I mentioned are negative, but of course there are more positive emotions here too. And Alistair can't perceive them, for you see, this is his subconscious. His subconscious? The depths of his mind, the lowest level of his consciousness, the part no normal human can ever consciously perceive, also known as the unconscious. Sure is dark, empty, and depressing here.
Hi, what you doing? Why are you screaming at me? Ooh, get to play with it. Get the little bird. Ah, you got something stuck to your face. Is it CDs?
Crazy bird. Does that mean these are the feelings he's held inside? I suppose so. As a result, if you don't have a strong sense of self, you'll be consumed by the darkness. But Alistair didn't know that, and when he wandered in here, he lost all confidence in himself. Now I'm all that remains of him. I'm Alice, Alistair's alter ego residing deep in his psyche. You're his alter ego? Yeah, that's right. How are you you any different from the others? You and Alistair seem like different people. Aren't you one of his personalities too? Not quite. I'm just playing pretend. Remember what I taught you all those years ago? It's when children put on a show for fun. This whole time I've been pretending to be a prince. I was weak, cowardly, insecure, and friendless, and I hated that about myself. My reflection was different. My reflection was a self-assured smartass who always spoke his mind, polar opposite of me. It was a fantasy, and I talked to him like he was my imaginary friend, even though I knew he was only my reflection. So when I met you as a child, the one I actually met was Alice? Yeah, that's right. When we first met, you were crying. Alistair wanted to help you, so he donned Alice as his persona. The moment we met was the first time I was actualized. Before then, I'd only ever existed in the mirror. And you healed me. Is that why you've kept helping me all this time? Well, I promised, didn't I? Don't worry, I promise I won't let go. No matter how far away you are, we'll always be connected deep down inside. And now we meet again, Arisu. There, does it all make sense now? Let's wake Alistair. Now that you let all the others to their happy endings, he's stabilized a great deal. Granted, he's still sleeping inside me, but you can probably wake him. What'll happen to you when he wakes up? Well, I'm not like you or the other personalities. Most likely I'll trade places with him and fall asleep inside him. Does that mean you'll disappear? But you were the one we were looking for this whole time. We don't want you to disappear. You're the one that she's been in love with. No, nothing like that. I am Alistair, after all. Originally, we were two halves of the same whole, but now we've been split apart. Besides, the story's more complicated than a quick, he woke up happily ever after. Doesn't end there. Regardless of whether Alistair regains his consciousness, his body won't wake. In order to truly awaken him, Alistair has to take action of his own will. Oh. That said, while nothing's certain, I'm sure it'll work out now that you're here, Arisu. Could you fucking stop? Why are you such a jackass? You've healed every one of them, with ballsy moves that made my jaw drop. You were watching over me, huh? I didn't have a choice. Aren't you scared, Alice? Scared? Depends on if you're planning to let go of my hand. Don't worry, I won't let go. Didn't think so. Hey, Alice? What is it? How do we wake Alistair? Well, you see... Me. Huh? You see it in fairy tales all the time. It's, the thing that usually wakes the princess. A kiss? Stop it! God, you're obnoxious. Well? Yes, okay, you win! Ding, 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 correct! So there you have it. Now get it over with, chop, chop, and make it snappy. I have to kiss you? Not the other way around. Why should I have to do it? Well, you're the guy. Isn't that kind of sexist? Typical fake feminist. You scream about how you hate gender roles, but the second it's inconvenient for you, you want them back. Besides, I'm not experienced like Kaguya or the Wizard, nor am I a horny moron like Cinderella or Gretel. That said, I'm not as detached as Snow White, so I had to pick. I'd say I'm more like Red Riding Hood, completely embarrassed and your nose is gonna bleed. Besides, this is a mirror world where everything's backwards. You should have no trouble initiating it. In fact, you have to. Ladies first and all that, remember? Okay, I'll kiss you. Jeez, you're such a pushover. At least hesitate a little. Alice, shut the hell up. Yes, ma'am. Now close your eyes. Right? CG? Maybe? For kisses? Or not? Hold it! Whoa, sheesh, what's wrong? Why are you dragging it out? I felt your breath on my lips. You're too close to my face. Pretty sure that's how kissing works. I know that! I'm saying, chop chop, make it snappy! This is embarrassing for me too, okay? Embarrassing? For you? What about whatever country you came from? Didn't they give each other smooches as a greeting? Actually, no! That's a very common myth in Japan, though. But to be clear, Alice, you're my prince. My first love. It's not that easy for me. Your prince? Look over there! It's a... something viperfish! What? Oh, then we get our kissy CG. We're at time, but anyway, kiss. You fool! You walked right into my trap. I distracted you so I could kiss. It's so cute. Oh God, she's crying? What's wrong? Was what I did really that bad? No, it's not that. What bothers me is... Don't cry, Arisu. Good grief. You truly are a hopeless, needy little baby. Hopeless little needy baby, whatever. Did you forget what I told you? Your smile's far more beautiful than your tears. It takes more muscles to frown anyway, as they say. So, if it'll make you smile, I'm willing to do anything. If you need a helping hand, I'll be there to offer it. Because I like your smile. Not as much as I like my afternoon tea. So you're saying you like it a lot. The look on his face! Well? Yes, okay, I love your smile. More than reading, more than sleeping, more than tea, more than anything. Don't stare at me like that. Read the room. You're supposed to blush. Where's your sense of romanticism? Right back at you. Huh. Finally got a smile out of you. Arisu, I may be a selfish, weak, pathetic fool who only ever makes his princess cry, but will you still think of me as your prince? Yep, you're my prince, Alistair. Always have been, always will be. Huh. Thank you, Arisu. It's not the end. We're gonna stop here. We did the little kissy moment, but we're gonna stop here and we will finish. We'll probably get the full ending. Because we're at that point, but there'll probably be a little bit, and then there's going to be like the after scene kind of thing in the next part. And then we'll have to do our other endings. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.